my mobile call fee for the diagnosis. I told her what the problem was and that she got it towed here today. I'm going to show you what I believe it is. I'm pretty sure. And if it is what I say it is, there's no sense of doing injector pulse tests, spark tests, fuel tests. There's no sense. If you got a hard brake pedal on this Malibu, just go fix the vacuum problem first. And you'll understand why I say that here in a second. You could have multiple codes, but if you see a brake booster code in any of those codes and you got a hard brake pedal, you stop what you're doing, focus on the vacuum pump. And we're gonna get deeper in that in a second. So let's get to it. Let's pull codes. All right, guys. 2018 Chevy Malibu. These are the codes that we had. P0014, P0017, camshaft exhaust, crankshaft position, exhaust camshaft not plausible. All right, we've got a throttle code, we got a misfire code. Don't worry about the ignition coil, someone unplugged it before I got there playing around. Brake booster code, that is the one you want to, if your car does not run or it's hard to start, long crank times, or does not start at all and you got a brake booster code, yeah, you're gonna be looking for the brake booster first. That would be your direction. You know, forget all these 0014 and 0017. You need to focus on your p0556 brake booster pressure sensor code, okay? Airflow, which is normal, and a throttle code. All right, those are the codes we're working with. So I'm going to go with the brake booster. I'm checking the brake booster first, so let's do it. All right, I got the Buick Encore, the Cruze, the Equinox, the Malibu, the Spark, the Trax, the Terrain. So if you got any of these vehicles, 1.4 or the 1.5 liter, if you got a hard brake pedal and your car starts running like crap or stops running on you, and you got a hard brake pedal, which is the clue right there, you need to, first thing you need to do is you need to check the vacuum pump, which is this right here. This is called the vacuum pump. It creates vacuum for your brake booster. It's also connected to your exhaust camshaft, okay? The thing will explode. If you don't change your oil, the lubrication doesn't go in there and lubricate the pump. There's a pump, the pieces are missing. It doesn't lubricate that pump and it locks up. And then that's what will happen. It will actually break this thing to pieces. And then those pieces will go inside the valve cover. And what happens is those little pieces, this wheel spins, is connected to the camshaft, exhaust camshaft. This is called a reluctor wheel. And it actually spins on the shaft. It doesn't spin on the shaft. You can't move it with your hands. Okay, but if a piece of metal gets in there and it stops that wheel from turning, the camshaft is still turning now, but that piece will keep it from moving for a second, enough to throw it out of time, and your car won't start and you won't have a hard brake pedal, or it'll be an extended crank time, you know, and all that. And if you didn't have any check engine lights on when that happened, you're gonna have like 4 or 5 or 6 codes on your computer when that failure happens. So the first thing you're gonna do is check the brake booster for the vacuum pump for vacuum. And I got a video on that on YouTube. Actually, I got a couple videos on that on YouTube. That's going to be a common failure for these owners of those vehicles, the Cruze, the Spark, the Malibu, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a major problem in the future. So I got my education on that one already. So I know exactly what to do without changing the entire camshaft, which is what the dealer would do for you because it's recommended. They change the entire camshaft, which is not necessary. So if you want to save some money, get on that YouTube video and I'll show you how to fix that without spending all that money, a lot of money. And it's common sense, but you guys know how the dealer work. You know, they're going to try to get you when they can. So yeah, there's a fix for that. I'm revising the bulletin right now. I'm revising the technical bulletin right now. This is how you do it. Watch the YouTube video if you're interested. All right, guys, this is the vacuum pump I'm talking about. Now, this is the exhaust camshaft driven. We also had a code I didn't show you. It's a exhaust camshaft not plausible code. All right, and this vacuum pump is running off the camshaft. So what I told her would probably happen is this vacuum pump, even though it's a new one, she said she put 2 or 3 of them on this car and they keep failing. And the reason why is because if you look at the oil, it's disgusting. You know, you got to change your oil, otherwise shit's gonna break on you, especially these newer vehicles. So she's just spending money again and again and again for nothing, just because she doesn't want to change her oil. 2018 now, change your oil. You got to change your oil on these newer vehicles, otherwise you're going to have problems. So this is the vacuum pump, and if you see this little green button down there on this, you just push that in, you can pop that out. When you crank the motor over, matter of fact, let's do it. Let's check for suction. Okay, you get that little green button, you push it in with a screwdriver, and you pull it off. Trying to do it with one hand, y'all. I gotta put it down, but there it is. To just have enough strength. All right, so there, that tube right there. So you really, all you got to do is to test this to see if this is actually creating a vacuum. You put your finger over it. You have someone crank the key over. If it sucks your finger in, it's good. Normally, you know, you can put a gauge on it too as well, but we're not doing that. I'm telling you right now that when I had to turn the key over, it was not sucking my finger in, hence the brake booster fault. All right, so what I'm believing happening, this thing exploded and we got pieces inside the valve cover. So let's take this off, we'll inspect it, and we'll go from there. No, I'm more than likely gonna have to take off the valve cover, and I'll show you how to fix it if possible. All right, back here where this tube is, you just get your screwdriver in there and you pop this pin out, pop the clip out of there, and pull off the tube. Okay, that should be enough. Just pull it off. Go ahead, snap it back into place. And when you push it back on there, it'll just click on there. All right, so we're just trying to get it out of the way a little bit. Okay, let's get the battery out of there next. All right, to take the battery box out of there. Okay, it like clips down there. I think it clips right there somewhere. Okay, you loosen up that. You can pull that off. This is all one piece. Okay, you take this cable off over here, get it out of the way, pull this out of there like that. All right, now you can get your battery out after you take that 13mm bolt off. All right, guys, battery's removed. So once you get the battery removed, you'll see 3 bolts. You'll see one there, one down there where I got my extension on, and you'll see one over there. Okay, just gonna remove them bolts, and then you're gonna remove this little bolt right here so you can get some slack out of this line. Okay, so let's do that first. Let's remove those 3 bolts. You're going to have to remove, if you do have to remove the valve cover, you're going to have to take the pump off first anyways. One thing about this, it's going to happen all at once for you. If this thing breaks down on you because you didn't change the oil every 3,000 miles like you're supposed to, and it's going to, when it pops or when it twists that reluctor, it's going to shut down on you all at once, or it's going to run like crap all at once. It's not going to give you no warning. So change your oil. Change your oil, people. Seems like I say that 10 times a week. We're almost there. Can you guys even see me? Or see the job? Okay, so. Oh, did you hear that drop? Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you too in a second.
You got a YouTube channel?
I love it when I'm right. Huh?
You got a YouTube channel?
Uh-huh. Hayes Mobile Auto Repair. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button. All right. That's my neighbor. Okay. So, as I suspected, I'll bring you down here so you can see. So, as I suspected, you got broken pieces. If you listened, I don't know if you heard that, but when I pulled it off, there was something that fell and hit the ground or something. So, and there it is, y'all. It exploded. Okay, so let me remove it and we'll take a better look at it. I want to give you guys a better look at it. And when you see the new one, you'll say, oh, wow. See, this doesn't even spin. It doesn't even spin. It's locked up inside too. And look at this look at this buildup right here. This is just neglect. This is just neglect. Just like a thick film of oil. You guys that have been changing oil a lot, and you know what this is. It's just buildup of old oil. So, I'll tell you what, just for giggles, let's open up this case and we'll show you what the inside looks like. And this is what creates vacuum. And let's open it up. Okay, I'll set you up there. I'm in my sweatpants and stuff today because it was raining. It was raining earlier, so I wasn't going to work. You know, I'm mobile, so if it rains, that's when I get an excuse to say, hey, I'm not working today. And it's all good. So in the morning, when I hear my alarm clock go off and I hear the rain hitting my air conditioner outside, yeah, I'm going right back to sleep. Going right back to sleep. Okay, guys, look at that. Now, what you're looking at right here, this thing spins, this thing rotates, and there's actually little plastic like shoes that go on here like that, and it rubs up against the walls of the cylinder, okay, and it creates vacuum that way. And I'm going to show you better on the new one, but there's all kinds of pieces in here, okay? All our little rubber seals, all our little rubber boots that create vacuum are destroyed, which means you're going to have a vacuum booster code, right? Because you're not getting any vacuum and your brakes are going to be hard. So that's that. We're going to get a new vacuum pump. And All right, guys, now let's go ahead and take off this valve cover, because we have to take it off because there's metal pieces in there, and I'll show you what happened once we get inside there, why it doesn't run. I'm going to show you briefly, real quick. There's a cam sensor. There's a sensor right here. Okay, and there's a reluctor wheel inside of here, under the valve cover. And what happens is a piece of metal gets in there and it stops that wheel from spinning in time, and so it'll be off. And I'll show you, it'll be clear when I take the valve cover off. So let's take it off. All right, guys, at this time you can fast forward to the good part, or you can watch me remove this the valve cover. There's some things you'll have to know about removing this valve cover that's going to make things a lot faster for you. But there's that phone again. So let's go ahead and do a valve cover, removing the valve cover on this car too. Take a look at that motor. If that's your motor, this is what I'm talking about. Hello, it's Hayes.
My name is Ernest Simmons, and I live in Ridgeland, and I got a problem with one of my vehicles. Do you all do any mechanic work, mobile mechanic work?
Yeah, I do. It's Hayes Mobile Auto Repair.
Okay, well, let me tell you what's going on.
All right. All right, guys, let's begin. I'm going to begin by unplugging sensors. I said I was going to unplug the sensor. 1 second. Drop a bolt, you got to pick it up right away. You don't want missing bolts. And that one's going to play difficult. So I'm just going to remove the nut for right now. Pull out the sensor, twist and pull it out. All right, I'm just going to leave it. Look at all that crud on the sensor. That's how nasty it is. That's how nasty it is. It's a buildup on the sensor too. Disgusting. Disgusting. Brand new car, just neglect. It's really sad. But a lot of people do it, but they're spending lots and lots of money because they don't change the oil on these newer vehicles. It's very important. You know, you hear about, you gotta change your oil. You've been hearing that your whole life. But this is not 1980 anymore, 1990s, 70s no more, where you didn't have all these sensors that used oil pressure or used oil for operation. You gotta keep your oil changed. Gotta keep your oil changed, y'all. All right, so let's start again by removing this. What I've learned about this is the fuel pressure sensor right here. What I've learned about this one and a lot of these other newer cars, if you don't have this fuel rail pressure sensor plugged in, you will have a reduced engine power. Or you got a break in the wire or something like that. Yeah, reduced engine power automatically. All right, get my clip so I can reinstall it later. Well, I have to get that. Might have to get that later when I get the valve cover off. No, I got it. Okay, put that up there. Let's go ahead and unplug it. Unplug that. Take this connector off the fuel rail. Just start disconnecting stuff. Hopefully this thing will be running in a little while once I show you how to fix it. Unplug that. Start unplugging injectors. and coil packs. Take out your coil packs. See, they took out the coil pack already, checking for spark. Don't have to do that. You see a brake booster code, like I said before, man, you're done. You got to focus on the brake booster first. And this coil pack is stuck up in there. I'm gonna get a little oil and spray down in there, because I don't want to rip the boot. If that even works, don't know. See if I can twist it all the way around. It's pretty tight in there. It's gonna break. Yeah, it won't move. It's like stuck on the spark plug. You see that? What these injectors, you got to be careful on the injectors when you install the injectors on this one too, because it's really easy to break an O-ring and then you'll have gas everywhere if you don't seat those injectors right. And I'll show you when we get to that part what I'm talking about. Get this harness out of the way first, and I'll get that last injector out. Okay. Kind of pop that one. Oops. There's a ground wire right over here. Take that out, make sure you reinstall. Car may not start if you don't. Okay. Get this clip off of here. You can get the wire harness out of the way. Okay, I'm just gonna tuck it this way. Okay. What to do? One more coil pack. These coil packs are built pretty good, actually. I'm really impressed. They didn't rip on me because they're in there tight. Okay. 16mm wrench to get the fuel rail, the line, the fuel feed, the line. Let's remove that. I think it's a 16 or a 17. I think it's 17 now that I think about it. A little bit of fuel is going to go somewhere. You're fine. Okay. You got that loose. On that fuel rail behind here, there's a 10mm bolt you got to take out. That way you can have a little bit of flexibility in the line. All right, like that. Now it'll move. Just kind of push it out of the way a little bit. You know, you got to push it all the way back. You don't want to break nothing, okay? Just push it back a little bit. Let's start taking out the injector bolts. Injector rail bolts. There's 4 of them, 10mm bolts. Okay. We're having fun now, y'all. We're having fun now. All right, there's also 4 more bolts on the bottom you have to remove. So let's do that. Let me get an extension. Extension on my gun. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if you look down in here, those are the 4 bolts I just took out right there. All right, now you got these torque heads right there. It's the torque heads right there and right there. There's 2 of them on every injector. All right, you're going to remove those. I think that's a hex. It is a hex. I don't remember the size, but it was a small one. I'll get this one. And I'll get this one. We'll check. Let's see what size it is. Make sure you get the right size. You don't want to strip nothing out of there. Yeah, and it's that size right there. This is going to be a it's going to be a 4 millimeter. So let's get those off. Let me put you back on your tripod. Okay. It's going to be a 4. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. I've done this valve cover a few times, so it's going pretty quick for me right now. Hopefully it'll keep going quick and no problems. I'm out of air. Matter of fact, I'm done using this. I'm out of air. I'm gonna get a I'm gonna use my electric. I think if I can, it lets me. Oh my God! So I need the. Nope, it looks like I can't find that tool. So let's get back on here. Just got 2 more to go. Ooh, that was exhausting. All right, guys. All right, so let's get the magnet. Let's get all these little tiny little bolts out of there. Do not lose these bolts. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, they're not magnetized. You can't pick them up with the magnet. So And if you got skinny fingers, you might be able to get them, but I use one of these. And it grabs it. All right. I don't know why they put aluminum bolts in there, but they did. I'm like, what the hell? These don't pick up these bolts? Yeah, you got to do all of this. Oh, you know what? There's one more injector I did not do. I don't know how I missed it. Worrying about the air. So let's remove this too. Alright, I'm going to go plug up my air just in case I need it for next time. I'll do that as soon as I pull these bolts out of there. Then we'll stop the video. And I'll resume here shortly. Once the noise from my compressor goes away. Alright people, let's get these injectors out of here. You're going to have to get a long screwdriver, get down there and push in that clip. Can't miss it, just like a regular, you know, harness connector clip. Just push it in and pull it out. Pull it up. That one's going to play difficult. Okay. You want to, sometimes you want to push in on them first and then pull them out. Alright, there's two. Push in, pull out. Push in and pull out. Alright, we got 4 injector connectors off. Now I should be able to get the fuel rail out of there, right? So let's get it out. Nice and easy. Oh my God. Get a little pry bar in there without pinching nothing. Alright, let's go to the sides first, so there's no wire you can pinch. Alright, good. Yeah, hit it from the sides. You know, pry a little bit, because you got O-rings on the bottom of those. And that's what you just did. They're O-rings that go there on the injector still. So we'll just lay this right here in safety spot. You want to inspect the O-rings. You want to inspect the O-rings, okay? Make sure you didn't damage them. If you break that little plastic one, if you break that little plastic, there's a little O-ring and there's a little plastic washer on top of it. If you break that plastic washer, you're gonna I think you have to, I had to buy another injector last time I did this job, because you can't, it won't, because it ain't gonna work. If you think you're gonna double up an O-ring or something like that, it's not gonna work for you. So just bite the bullet, buy another injector. Injector was like $127 at the dealership. All right guys, we're ready. We can start taking off these bolts all the way around. Take off the bolts all the way around here. This hose is cracked. Look, this is broken. You know I didn't touch that. Oh, no, it just popped again. You seen that. So we got to get another hose for her too. Oh, look, it broke there. This is brittle. Look. Yeah, we got to get another hose for her too. Yeah, it broke again. You see that? I didn't even do anything. It's all that oil, that nasty oil in there. I don't know, I may be able to do something, maybe heat shrink another tube on there for, instead of buying the whole hose. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll get to that when we get to that. But let's start removing the valve cover. All right, 2 more bolts to go, and the valve cover is getting closer to removal. On these 2 bolts on the end, they're studded bolts, okay? And they got a little clip on them. So there's one like that. The ones on the end. And we start taking out all the other ones. I try to consolidate my bolts, or use a magnet tray, which is helpful, guys. I recommend a magnet tray. There's also one more thing that I didn't mention that I'm looking at now, is there's a where you strap this little bracket. This little bracket right here. That little bracket, there's a bolt down there. Just loosen this up so you got some move, so it'll move around a little bit. You don't have to take it completely out. You just want it to move because it'll interfere with removing the valve cover. Okay, we're about there, guys. We're going to unplug these variable timing solenoids next. Okay, a lot of bolts on this thing. Let's remove the inner bolts. Consolidate. Okay, do I have everything unplugged? There's a camshaft sensor just like the one on top. There's one on the back here too, so you don't forget about that one. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. There's always got to be something. These damn things don't want to come off very easy, do they? There it is. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, guys, correction. on this bracket right here. You see I got it loose. Two 13mm bolts right close to each other right here. You can't miss them. My finger's on one right now. All right, remove that. So you ain't got to take them out. Just get it loose enough, okay? So now we got all the bolts out of there. We should be able to take off this valve cover. Now normally when I take it off, I don't even worry about removing these special little bolts right there, okay? Because you can just take the valve cover off, flip it, and lay it down here. But in this case, they probably would have broke when I did that if it wasn't broke already. I don't think I had any evap codes. I did have one air code, didn't I? Yeah, that I did have one code. So it looked like it was broke already. Looked like it's been broke for quite some time. I don't know if you guys can see that. But let's go ahead and remove it. It's not a good spot to pop this with. And to be honest with you, I forgot how I did it last time. I'm gonna try to find me a spot without breaking this aluminum valve cover. I think I'm just gonna get a little skinny flathead, because they didn't give me any spot that I know of. Actually, let me just try something here. Oh, there is one more thing. This turbo vacuum thing, I think I had to remove, get it out of the way a little bit. Oh my God, come on now. There's a little edge right there. I might be able to get in without damaging nothing. Come on, we're at the end. You don't have to act up right now. It's over with. I got you already. It's beginning to be a pain in the ass here. Come on. I said, come on. You little bastard. Maybe if they changed that oil, maybe it would have came off easier. Blame it on the oil change. God. Just a little tap. Because that will break if you're not careful. Matter of fact, don't even do that. Yeah, don't even do that. Forget you saw that. Otherwise, you'll be buying another valve cover. Oh my God. I got all the bolts out. I'll double check. I'll double check. Yeah, I got all the bolts out. When I find a spot, I'll let you know. The other one came off pretty easy for me. This one is not. Oh, I see it moving. Oh, I see it moving. Aha, you guys heard it. It had a seal, it had some seal to it. All right, what I did, I placed it right in there. That's where I put it, and just tapped it. Okay. So let me work it around, and then I'll get back on video. Well, I'll just let it play out. So if I break something, it's on video. I got to get this tube out of the way. Yeah, I got to get that tube out of the way. That's 17 millimeter. That tube right there, because it's holding on the valve cover right there. So let me remove that. Forgot about that. All right, before you can remove the valve cover, and you see this hose is laying right on top of the valve cover, so you're going to have to get some movement out of that, right? Remove that bolt right there. It's a 16 millimeter bolt. That's your coolant line for your turbo. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't think there's any more surprises right now. I think it's going to pop right off now. So let's get to it. Gonna set you up. Sorry about the the long distance view, y'all, but you guys are gonna be okay. 16 millimeter. Don't lose the washer on this, okay? There's a little skinny washer on there, so make sure you don't lose it. It's gonna be on both sides of this, I believe. It's gonna be like a U kind of thing. Oh no, it's not a U kind of thing. I thought it was. Different vehicle. So just get the washer, stick it back on here, make sure you put it on the back side when you reinstall. Go ahead and set it up there. I'd love to get a little bit more movement out of it. I'm just bending the hose a little bit so I can get it out of the way. Just bend it just a little bit and get it out of the way for yourself. Now, let's see if I can get this thing off. It's still kind of acting stank with me. It's still kind of acting stank. I don't know, there's a dowel pin on the passenger side over here, so I'm gonna have to go to the passenger side rear. There's a dowel pin that's holding it down. There it is. Get your screwdriver in there and pry it up from the back side. All right, here's the fun part. Get you an oil drain pan. Too, because when you take the coolant line off, actually, I don't even want to lose no more coolant because that means you got to buy antifreeze again. So let me save her a little bit of money here. Well, maybe not. No, I'm gonna lose it. I'm not gonna worry about a little antifreeze. Thought that counts. Yeah, and like I said, that the vacuum booster is in the way. I did it one time and I didn't have to remove that vacuum booster. It just came right on out of there. There's a dowel pin on the driver's side too in the back. Dowel pin on the back, driver's side, passenger side in the back. Now I got a little bit more movement, you see. So the trick is now getting this thing past the harnesses, past this, sound like I broke something on that one. I broke a piece of plastic. I didn't know. Everything still looks good. Yeah, I broke it. I'm gonna buy another hose. It's more flexible. That is just because it's just that oil, lack of oil changes and shit just made the damn pipe just brittle. 'Cause normally I can just flop it up right. Oh my God. Normally I can just flop it up and the hoses they stay intact without breaking. But look at this. Look at that, y'all. That's why it broke, I believe. You let me know in the comment section what you believe. Look at all that. Oh my God, this is horrible. The chain is tight, so if you take this off, check the chain. That's disgusting. All right, if you look down here, there's a piece right there. So what happens is, when that thing gets dropped down up in there, wait, let me shut off the video and I'll show you right now. So when that thing this is where it mounts to, right here, the vacuum pump. You see this wheel right here? Now this wheel spins with the camshaft. So what happens is if that thing is constantly spinning fast, you know, and one of these pieces get caught up in there, it grabs onto the reluctor wheel ear and it stops it from spinning with the camshaft. So then it's out of time. And that's what happens. So now I got to pull out all these pieces. So let's pull out all these pieces. Look at that. Big pieces too. Let's get a magnet. This is disgusting. I tell you what, I am not doing this job for, again, if you take care of your, if this is how you treat your car, I don't want to work on this car no more after this job. I don't want to work on it, because if this is how you do it, nah. I like customers that take care of their vehicles. I might not even post that on the video. You know, I ain't mad at her, because I see people do this all the time, but not this bad all the time. You know what I mean? I just got depressed. All right, let me get my magnet and we'll start digging around and looking around for stuff. You remember we had the this is the exhaust camshaft, by the way, y'all. That's the exhaust camshaft. That's the intake camshaft. Okay. And I'll show you how to get it back into time in a second. Okay. There's some huge pieces in there. That one is not even magnetized. I can't even grab it with my fingers. That's a piece of aluminum from the housing itself. Okay. Here's another piece right there. There's another piece. Let's check. Make sure nothing flew over in the intake side. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Let's check the exhaust side. Now we're just going to have to clean it up a little bit. There's another piece right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me see if I can clean it up a little bit for... And you guys are wondering if I can clean this up, and I'm probably not going to make it look pretty because there's really no way I can clean all this crap out of there, because this all throughout the motor. It's just not right here or right here. It's all in the motor, along the engine walls. It's everywhere. Lack of oil changes. This is what this does. It builds up on you. Look at all that. Look at all that. So I'll clean it up a little bit. This is going to have to get flushed. I'll put a flush in the motor as well. I'm going to try to do a little cleaning on it. But don't expect a lot, guys, okay? Because it's not going to look brand new when I put it back together again. I'm going to get a lot of the stuff out of there. I'm going to do some extra work cleaning up the valve cover on the inside. Do the best I can from in here. Clean out these little ports where the variable timing solenoids sit. Also in here, there, and there's your variable timing solenoid. So if that passage is clogged up with all that gunk, which I'm sure it is, you're just going to have problems in the future. So anyways, I used 3 cans of cleaner already, and it still looks pretty much the same. But let me go ahead and finish cleaning it up the best I can, the best I'm going to, and I'll show you how to set that timing on that reluctor wheel, because that... All right, guys, this is what we're looking for on this big nut looking thing right here. Here's the engine. You'll see, if there wasn't so much crap on this thing, I'd be able to tell you, but we're looking for the matrix mark. So you're going to spin the engine until you see the matrix mark, and I'm going to have to clean it because I can't see it. I can clean it. I got to clean it better than that. It has to be... Oh my God. I don't want to get my camera with spray. So let me try to clean it up, y'all, first. So you guys can see. Man. Alright, it's not there. I just got to keep turning it. Keep turning the motor. Wait, I think that's it right there. Yeah, that's the matrix mark right there. That's the matrix mark right there. Okay. Okay, it looks like that. All right, you see that mark right there? I don't know how good you can see them clean the camera off. You guys see that? That's the matrix mark. You see, that's not on that side. It's only on one side. So we have to get that at the 12 o'clock position. So let's spin the motor back just a little bit. Okay. Okay. It's at the 12 o'clock position. Now, just because I know this, when I look down here on that side, I should see that one little tooth sticking straight up. And it's not. You see? That is wrong. All right. I should see the one little single tooth, which is right there. That should be at the 12 o'clock position as well. So what we're going to do to rectify that, just going to keep you right there. And I am going to tap on the reluctor wheel that way and get this back up on top where it's supposed to be. I'm going to use a big hammer on that one. Big hammer and a chisel. All right. So what I'm doing, hopefully you guys can see it. See, I'm not moving the camshaft, I'm just moving the reluctor wheel without damaging it. It's pretty hard and still, and it's pretty thick. Tap it with the hammer. Show you what I'm doing here. Just tap it. It's not spinning really easy, so it'll be fine. If it was like, you know, really loose, I'd have to change the whole camshaft. All right, that's at the 12 o'clock position. So you should be able to look at it like that. Matrix mark and that little knob right there should be at the 12 o'clock position. Now I can put this thing back together after I clean it up, and this thing is going to start, believe it or not. And that's all there is to it. So that is the end of the video right there. I got a lot of cleaning to do everywhere, and I'll put this thing back together again. Be careful when you reinstall. Remember about the injector O-rings. Put a little grease around your O-ring before you reinstall. Let it slide in as easy as possible, okay? And that's it. I'll make a video when I get it started up. I'll take a little short clip then. I'll put that yeah, there's the part number. You remember what the old one looked like, right? This is the new one. That's what it's supposed to look like. I got the old one right over here. Here's the old one. Here's the new one. Look at that. So that is what exploded and broke off pieces of the housing of it. See what I'm saying? So, do you guys want to see inside of the pump what it looks like? I know you do. I really don't want to do that. But let me do it. Let's take the cover off and see what it looks like inside. All right, guys, you guys got me working now. You guys got me working. You better hit that like button for this. All right, that's what the inside looks like. And that's how it creates the vacuum. I'm gonna try to spin it a little bit for you. And if you got a mechanical mind, this will make sense. Vacuum, 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 vacuum. Okay, there's little ports in there, and there's one. There's one in there. Okay, and of course oil from the engine oil has to go through here, and it lubricates it and makes it nice and slick and seals it makes a good seal for vacuum, right? All right, guys, that's the tour. I'm not going to get real technical. This is just basic stuff. Vacuum system. This system. Let's get to the rebuild. Oh, and subscribe, damn it, and subscribe. All right, got me putting this thing back together again. I got work to do. Okay, man, I'm just messing with y'all. All right. Guys, now if you got a mess like me, you're going to be changing. When I say mess, I'm talking about not changing the oil kind of mess. You want to change everything out anyways, is you're going to be changing the seal for the pump. There's a seal right here that fits over that, and there's the part number of that. All right, I'll keep it steady for you guys for a second. Okay, it's the part number for that dealership. Real cheap. I don't know, I forgot what I paid, 12 bucks, something like that. And here's the hose that crumbled away on me. All right, this one was 45 bucks, not bad. I was expecting more. 45 bucks on that. You got the pump, you got the seal, you got the hoses. We got it cleaned up the best we're gonna do. Man, it's time to put it back together again. The timing looks to appear okay. I got a little nipple there, got a little nipple there. They're a little bit offset a little bit, so that looks right. I'm sure it started up before. I don't have any worries if it's in time or not, because it started the day I did the diagnosis, but turned it off and it didn't start again. So, and it had a misfire that day as well, but the only reason it had a misfire, well, one of the reasons why it had a misfire is because the injector number 2 was disconnected. So let's put this beast back together again. All right, when reinstalling your valve covers, put a little glob of grease right there, and put a little glob of grease over there. Okay, let's lay it on there. Just gonna pop that seal out. I'm just gonna use a screwdriver, punch, screwdriver, whatever you got. It should come out fairly easy. Sorry about that. Like I'm gonna rip it out of there and get the other piece out of there. Be careful not to damage the area where it seats to. Actually, I'm gonna stick it right here, and I'm just gonna hit down on it and bend it like that, and then pop it out. Just clean it up, put a new seal in it. Okay. Clean it up a little bit more, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's get a seal in there. All right, I'm just gonna put just a little bit of lubricant on the seal before I stick it in there. Yeah, you know what? She said she replaced this, she said she replaced the vacuum pump 2 other times. Now, this seal is obviously old as, I mean, it's 2 years old. It's as new as the vehicle, so they didn't even replace the seals for her. Every time you do the vacuum pump, you got to do the seal, all right? Just make it a practice. Just change the seal. It's cheap, and it's not hard to do. All right? So good. Got that out of the way. Now, you notice on my camshaft, you'll, depending on the year of the vehicle, the the camshaft, the way this is positioned at the 11 and 5 o'clock position, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that position. They need to revise the bulletin on that, because I've seen them at 3 and 9. I've seen them at 1 and 5, and now this one I'm seeing 11 and 5. What did I say? 3 and 9, 11 and 5, and 1 and 5. All right, I've seen them in all kinds of positions. The most important thing to remember is the tang to be on top, 12 o'clock, and the matrix mark, which is right there. That mark right there has to be at 12 o'clock, okay? Your timing should be set. You shouldn't have any slack in the chain. Make sure you check that. Yeah, and that's it. So right now we're gonna go ahead and pop this valve cover back on there and get it back to going. I think on the YouTube video it's titled P0017 P0014 hard brake pedal Malibu, I believe, something like that. So it's on my channel, Hayes Mobile Auto Repair on YouTube. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, now that we're getting it all back together again, if you look down in that hole, you'll see that tang. You'll see the tang and the crankshaft sensor, the camshaft sensor fits right on top of that, right? So it reads it when it gets to that certain time. The computer knows what the hell to do, okay? So let's get the other sensor mounted in there, and we're about ready to start this up. We still got to put the pump on it, then we'll crank it up. All right, and here's that hose that was broken up. You see how flexible that is, right? It's not gonna break, okay? That's how flexible it is. So when you take the valve cover off, as long as you got good hoses, you can take that valve cover off without taking off any hoses and lay it down here and then do your work. All right, but that was disgusting. You guys already seen, so the hoses ain't gonna do that. They were all dry from that bad oil, I would imagine. So anyways, let's pop this on there. Oh, one more thing, when I try to take these off, I really couldn't get, see there's a little tab in there, which I really don't know how to take them off. So I wasn't gonna fight with it all day, so what I did is I took some cutting pliers and I cut it there and I cut it there and I just ripped it apart and took them off that way. Okay, it was easier that way. It was done in like in a minute. So that's what I did. So I'm gonna pop these back on. Ah, nice snap, snap, snap. And that's it, baby. But that snap, I can't get it off, so I guess it did. Nope, I didn't. All right. That's in there. Coil packs are in there. The injectors are plugged up, tightened down. Fuel line is connected. Coolant line for the turbo is connected. Ground wire connected. Camshaft sensor plugged up, installed. Camshaft sensor installed, plugged up in the back. Variable timing solenoids are plugged up. I got the bracket tight over here that you lift the motor up with. So now let's clean this area up a little bit more, and we'll put that vacuum pump on there. Then we'll start it up. Hopefully it'll start. All right, guys, while I was cleaning it, there was all kinds of crap coming out of that hole. Big craps like that. Just like little grease worms coming out of that. When I sprayed, it's cleaner now. When I sprayed up in that hole, well, I'm out of fluid now, but it was coming out of there. So clean that out too. Make sure this is clean, the ports are cleaned up before you reinstall. I might have messed up that gasket already with all that spray. All right, last thing to do for right now, before I, do the battery connections and stuff. Let's hear it run. I don't think I forgot anything. So let's give it a shot. Watch this battery be dead. I don't know, let's see. No, we got good lock. Locks are working. Come on, baby, don't blow up. Yeah, battery's dead. That figures. She's buying another battery. She's buying another battery today too. I told her that already, but okay, let me charge it up and then we'll test it. All right, guys, I don't know what else I can say about this car. It runs good. I'm gonna have to change the oil. I am gonna put a little flush in it, just a bottle of flush in it, let it run for 15 minutes and drain the oil and put some fresh oil in it. I am gonna do that. Got a new battery in it. I just have to install the brackets and stuff. I just want to hear it run. It's been running for about 20 minutes now. We got no check engine lights. The brake pedal feels good. The brake feels good, and that's a wrap. Guys, this is Hayes Mobile Auto Repair, man. We're in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm changing the technical bulletin on this, by the way. All right, just instead of, because the dealer would have brought this car in there for you, and they say in the technical bulletin that they're going to replace the camshaft and the vacuum pump. You don't really have to do that. Just, move that reluctor wheel in position as we shown, and get everything back together again, man, and you're down the road again. That's a wrap. Hayes Mobile Auto Repair. Hayes Mobile Auto Repair. We're in Jackson, Mississippi. All right, got a new battery in there for 1220, so almost 21. I just bought it like 2 months ago, so I've got the caps right there. It's just been in the back of my truck. So let's go ahead and put the cover back on, and we can button this thing up. Hey guys, and in the comment section below, tell me how you would handle all that sludge on a 2018 Malibu. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the oil twice. I'm going to put a flush in it, run it for 15-30 minutes and flush it out, and then do another oil change. But let me know how you guys would do it. All right guys, thanks, man. See you next time. Guys, last but not least, let's change this nasty oil. I kind of got the jack in the wrong position. I may make a little mess. I'll try not to, though, of course. Oh, look at that, man. That's like mud. That's like mud. Okay. See a big clump of crap come out of there? She's gonna have to do this like every oil change and like get it changed. Oh man, come on now. Don't do that to me. It's the following day. We finally got it completed. We got the last oil change done. We put this one goes in the vehicle right here, and there's the oil filter number. I'm usually a Mobil 1 guy, but this was available to me, so I used that. It's been running overall yesterday and today. It's been running. All right guys, it's been running about an hour in total time yesterday and today. It's all finished up. I got my my oil in here. That's the kind of oil it uses. This is the oil filter. Let's go inside and check for any kind of lights. Again, no check engine lights. It is running. All right, let's shut it off. Start it up again. There it is, baby. All right, guys, it's Hayes Mobile Auto Repair. Remember, guys, you got to change your oil on these newer vehicles. It is not 1980 any longer, or 90. There's a lot of oil is important for sensors and solenoids and actuators. You got to change your oil. If you thought you were going to get away with it like you did your 1980 vehicle on a newer vehicle, 2000 and above, let's say, I'm just throwing out a number out there, you're not going to be successful. I promise you, you're going to have all kinds of problems. Timing chains, tensioners, phasers, a lot of problems, guys. So change your oil, man, every 3,000 miles. All right, I'm out. Peace. Or you use synthetic, you know, make your own call, but just don't make it a 10,000 mile, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 mile over oil change. Otherwise, you will pay the cost. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace. All right, let's check out another one today. All right, Hayes, we're back. Hey guys, it's Hayes Mobile Auto Repair in Jackson, Mississippi. Today we're working on a 2018 Malibu.